What up, you amazing hackers? It's your boy, the humble hacker from Shottown, Sharonin, back with another walkthrough. And today, we are going over attacking Kerberos. Okay, so I guess Kerberos is being personified by this image of this three-headed Sharpei puppy right here. So we're just going to be going over just some common knowledge about attacking Kerberos and escalating privileges. Alright, should be fun. We're going to be going over initial enumeration, Kerberosing, as rep roasting of the rubric as rep roasting with rubric as rep roasting with and impact it. Rump roast as rep roasting with and impact it. There we go. Okay. Don't care if I said it incorrectly or not. Alright. Golden and silver ticket attacks. Passing the ticket. And skeleton key attacks using Mimi cats. Alright. So let's go through our summary of what these pieces of information are saying. So, what is Kerberos? This is the default authentication service for domains. Local systems don't use this because there is no network required to log in. In a network system, there has to be something in place to manage, maintain, and monitor all the users that are authorized to access this network. Now, the common terminology, what do we have? We have the ticket granting ticket. These are, I guess, like you can call them, they're Willy Wonka tickets. Like, yeah, you can come in and see the wonders, but yeah, it's better be staying out them special places. We have next our key distribution center. This is like a printer, right? It creates variations of access tickets. So many tickets for users and groups along with their permissions. So normal users get regular tickets. Admins, the special winners, get golden tickets, which gives them access to just about anything that they want. We have our authentication service. So these are like security badges that allow you access to certain areas. It's like a badge scanner. When you walk up to it and you swipe your badge up to it and it goes boop, it'll check all the data that's on the card and then confirm whether or not if you can or cannot get into like this area. And these are monitored or by like a roster or a SOIVA that contains every user group and their access levels of where they can and can't go. Next up, we have our ticket granting service, the server service that monitors every user, their access, and their restrictions. So if there's any new changes, updates, removals, deletions, or whatever, this monitors all of that. We have our next one, which is our service principal name. This is like a director of a department in charge of a manager who is in charge of a team leader who is in charge of a team. Like the director is in control of that specific path, the department hierarchy, like, or the chain of command. So this director controls everything that is within this line. This is what the SPNs basically represent. The KDC long-term secret key. This encrypts your access and signs off on your user details and access on like what you can do and where you can go. The client long-term security key, that one is, this logs when you log into a device basically. The service long-term secret key, this encrypts the data containing your access to your profile information. The session key, running out of analogies, this one establishes connection to the service, and the privilege attribute certificate. This holds all of your user data. So like information concerning like your name, your department, your location, your phone number, your manager, your blood type, all that jazz. So that's that. Next we have the ASREQ with pre-authentication in detail. Alright, now this portion starts when a user requests a ticket from the Key Distro Center. This confirms your identity and your access, allowing the entry as well as like a timestamp of when I'm granted access. The TGT, the ticket granted ticket, has in it what we can access. And the service, from we see right here, we have access to this. This would be like our domain name that we would have access to, our user. If you have any flags, our session key from where we're establishing a connection, right? The service tickets here, these are our user details, like our session key, our hash data, and timestamps separated into two sections: service portion and the user portion, right? So this is me logging in. Here's my established session. Here's a timestamp of when I logged in, and here's the key saying that this is the session that I've just established. And this is the service of what am I accessing? What's my privilege, like levels? What's my username, my SID, what are my permissions, so on and so forth. And these are signed off there. Now, as we can see, we have our ping pong right here of our authentication. I'm just not good with words today. Overview. So we have our request for our ticket to the domain controller. Domain controller says, okay, here you go. Here's your ticket and your session key. All right, what am I requesting? Well, you need my authorization. Add that. Send that through. Thank you for authorizing. Here's your ticket and your session key that you're establishing that you want to access this here. You are authorized. Okay, there you go. That is my understanding. This overview does. Well, actually, it tells us these steps here. Let's see if I did a good job. All right, so we have the client requests an authentication ticket, right? The KDC verifies the client, sends back the encrypted TGT. Client sends the encrypted TGT to the TGS with the SPN. Boo. The service client wants to access. The KDC verifies the ticket granting ticket of the user, so it shows what they can access and what they can't. Then sends a valid session key to saying, yes, you can access stuff here. This requests the service. What do I want to read? You say, yes, you can read it. Here you are. Slaps you right in the throat box like a pie in the face. Don't know how I made those two work together, but who cares? All right, so let's keep it pushing. All right, so this is pretty much everything that we went through from all that stuff there. Now there's a lab, right? Yeah, we have our ticket granting ticket, service principal name. Yeah, we already went through these here. Let's see. Deploy the machine. And let the fun begin. All right, so our next step, what we're going to be doing is enumeration with Kerberos. And how are we going to do that? Let's first enumerate with users that we have. We're going to utilize the Kerberos Linux AMD 64 right hither. How do we do that? We simply do our nice little .//. We're going to place that in right there. We're going to specify our mode. See what our modes are. Now we're enumerating users. We're not doing brute force or brute forcing a single user or password spraying. We're using user enumeration. So we're going to simply call this user enum. User enum. Spelled that correctly. Yes, I did. Thank you. Let's keep it moving. We have D. Actually, hang on one second. Let's get our data from this first. So let's copy that. Grab our nmap. Enumerate our versions on this IP and go. So we can set the domain to the IP here, and we have to specify DC string with the -- I could probably do it like this here, and a user file that we should have here. All right. Now, here's our overview from our enumerating all of our versions from this target IP. Not going to be not going to be dealing with that. Not going to be dealing with that, but mainly these up to here. And 3389 as well. So our domain name right here is controller.local. So we got to keep note of that. So we can use either the IP or copy that, replace that here. Oh, whoa, that's right. I did not. Hang on. One moment. Oh, my phone is ringing. Sorry about that. Had my babies calling me. So let's see. Okay, so we're running Kerberos user enumeration, and so we had. There is no capital D. It was lowercase. So I wanted to fix that here on this line right here, and let that run once my enter key decides to work. Alright. So, actually, let me see. I believe... Yes, there is a threads in here. Let's go... 250. Okay, so this was pretty quick. Alright, so... No valid usernames found. That's kind of awkward. Alright, let's find our user list that we have here, supposed to have here, that's supposed to be working. Alright, so... Whoops. Don't want to do that. Let's go ahead and recopy this user list. And grab this again. Run this again on this user file. Oh, wow. Heebus jeebus. Okay. Well, obviously there's no error in the command, but it's supposed to enumerate all the users that are here. So, fiddlesticks and jimmy jams. Let's try one other method. Let's see if we need to just place the domain controller's name in here twice. Okay, same issue. Boo boo on you foo. Let's try IP. Big money, no whammies, big money, no whammies, big money, no whammies. Ah! Okay, so we got something different here. Okay, whole bunch of errors. Well, poo-poo ka-choo on that. So let's keep it moving. Alright. So you stink on ice. How many total users did we enumerate? What the hey. Alright. Alright, so we had about 10, and we have looks like 3 account names here. Alright. To the next one. Now this one should work. Harvesting and brute forcing tickets with harvesting and brute forcing tickets with Rubius. Okay. Now, let us begin. Harvesting and brute forcing tickets. This will gather all the tickets being transferred to the key distribution center in set intervals. So, for this tool, we're going to be using Impacket on this one. And Kerberosing it's a way of taking a user's ticket that holds their user data, and then it follows the chain leading up to the SPN, which is the service principal name, the department director, like who is in control of this chain right here. Then once that chain is confirmed, we use that information to crack the user's password. So let's see how this works. Actually, I think we have a couple more things we have to go over in here, which is, There's how we're us using the Kerberos. Alright. So, a few key notes here that if a service has a registered SPN, then we can attack Kerberos. To enumerate vulnerable accounts, we can use tools like Bloodhound, but we have a couple methods. The first thing we're going to be using is Kerberos. We're going to be using this R tool here. So what we're going to do, we're going to SSH, because I like doing it like that. Administrator, there we go. Copy our password at 10.10.87.99. We type in the yes and password, and there we go. So our file is going to be in our downloads folder that we're going to be using, which is the Kerberos, which is this right here. Starting to get a little thirsty. Let me take a sip of my water. And there we go. Alright, so we're going to simply call this application Kerberos. Oh, whoops, RU. There we go. And we're going to simply enter Kerberos, not in all caps. Alright, now we can take this hash. That's this here. Let's go ahead and get rid of this at the top, so we have bigger screen here. This here for the SQL Service user, we can copy this entire hash right here, and then run this again Hashcat. So let's copy all this here. All right. Go ahead and make a hash file here. Whoops. Oh, stupid. Alright, let's not do it like that. There. We need to do that actually over here. Okay. This is... Oh, right. Okay. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second there. So we're going to place this here, paste this here. Now, in order for this to work correctly, we need to delete all the white space. So I shouldn't have done it there. I should have done it here. Let's go ahead and copy this entire section properly and proceed to remove any and all of the white space here. I believe there's one other way to do this with slashes, I believe, but I'm not sure, so we're gonna find that out. Let's see if this is good enough. Ah, crap! Accidentally deleted that. Did not mean to. Crapsicles. Hopefully I'm doing all this right. Okay, so let me do this a different way here. Let's see if we can. All right. Let me go ahead and paste all that right there. /r/n and replace it with. Oh, you suckadoo! Gonna have to use a different thing then. Alright. Freaking crap. Alright, so. Let's do that. Oh, seriously, bro? Here. No! You suck. Well, could use that for an example, but I already saved it. Alright. Okay, so we have our hash.txt right here. Okay. Actually, let me give this one more shot. I know you can do it. I know you can do it. I have faith in you. Alright. Ah, dang, that beep just hit me right in the ear. Any other white space? No? Okay. So let's go ahead and save as. Okay. Save as that. Okay. So now, all right, cracking with Hashcat, right? Let's do this one right here. We harvest our tickets already. We were able to take this right here, our hash, and collect that. So let's see this here. Before password spraying with Rubus, we need to add the domain controller. Let's do this here. Now that we have this page up, let's actually just follow along. My bad. All right. Okay, so we are in the downloads folder. And let us utilize this new command right here. Rubus harvest interval of 30 seconds. And let's hit enter. Oh, what the crippity crap? Oh, spelled R harvest with 2 A's. My bad. Alright, running our Rubus. And it's looking to grab a ticket granting ticket every 30 seconds. So every 30 seconds it's going to look for a ticket to grab and then produce like the response shortly after. And that is, yep, that is entered correctly. All right, and here we go. Here we are. We have our tickets that were able to be snagged. All right, so let's keep going down here. Next up, brute forcing and password spraying. All right, so in order to perform this here, password spraying, what we're going to do, we're going to add the domain controller domain name to the Windows host file. Alright, you can add the IP and domain name to the host file of the machine by using the echo command. Alright, and this will be the command that we would enter here. And so let's see, do we... Okay, good. Got nervous for a second. I was like, I don't want to break the shell. So let's go ahead and paste this command here. And that will add this IP in this domain controller that is tied to the host file in Windows. Let's hit enter right there. All right. No errors. Now what's our next step? Next step is to perform password brute forcing with no ticket. No ticket saying that we don't have a ticket, so we're not going to be using it. We're going to use the brute force module, the password that we're going to be testing for, looks like, or looking for is this one. And no ticket. All right, let's make sure that we have this, or we're going to be reading it correctly. This will take a given password and spray it against all found users. Okay. So it's going to discover all the users who have a match to this, and then give us the ticket for that user. So let's go ahead and knock this out. We got no, not that one. All right, we have Rub this freaking command. All right, come on, bro. My tab autocomplete ain't working. Oh, why is that file not there no more? Okay, that just stinks to high heavenly hobble. Oh, crap. Can't even spell exit right. There we go. So let's close this out. Go back in it. Copy that password there. Why did it do that? That is super freaking weird. Alright. Downloads. And it's still not there. What in the HE double hockey sticks? Okay, that just stinks to high heaven. Alright, so let's try to redo this one. I was not expecting it to do that. Damn, that was super weird. Alright, so let me go ahead and wait for the scene to come back up, and then we'll return later. Okay, now that that nerd rage is over, let's get back to the show. So, I had to redo this entire thing and wait for it to come back up. Alright, so what step are we on right now? So far, we are doing the password spraying right here. We are going to have to re-add this to our freaking Etsy host file on Windows. So let's go ahead and re-enter that in there, and let's go ahead and press enter. We're already in the downloads folder where Rubus is. So what we're going to be doing is using this command right here to brute force all the passwords that match this, and we don't have a ticket for it. So let's start this show up here. So Rubus, there we go. We're going to use the brute option here. Password equals password 1, and we're gonna say no ticket. And see, hold up. Oh, you stooge of a stooge. Alright, sorry about that. Let's fix that problem right there. Hit enter, go on down the road. We're gonna be finding. Okay, so we now have, okay, machine 1. This is the person who owns this account here, and we have a ticket for that. So, okay, a little bit of a note here. Be mindful in how you attack us. You may lock out of the network depending on account lockout policies. This is why I really don't like brute forcing stuff, because it's like I don't want to get hit with that lockout, man. I don't. All right. So our next step we're going to be doing is Kerberosing with and impact it. So, okay. I think I got a little bit ahead of myself there. Okay, so what? So this is Kerberosing with Rubus and the impact. I was reading my notes for the wrong thing. Okay, so this is the one that goes up, that follows the chain up to the director and see who is a match. Now, our method 1 we're going to be using to follow this is using the Sahia, our Kerberos command there. So let's go ahead and call up Rubus again. Thank you. Almost gave me my heart flutter because I was like, please don't tell me to delete it again. Please don't tell me to delete it again. Okay, good. All right. Kerberos. All right, we have our account for SQL service and HTTP service. All right, so these two users are Kerberosable. So we can definitely break these two users, but we're most likely going to just stick with the SQL service instead. So let's go ahead and copy the hash right here that we have for our SQL service. Copy that. And let's paste that here and begin clearing out the white space. Ba 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 da ba ba ba. I'm hating it. Alright. Ba 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 da 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 da. Get rid of all the white space beeping in my flipping ear. Alright, so that should be fine there. No white space at all. Let's go with 3 hash. How in the flip did you not spell that correctly? Alright. There we go. Now let us use Hashcat to crack it. Here's what we have. Our command to do that. As well as the password file that we will be needing. Okay. Oh, not on that one. Not on that one. Alright, yo. Cool. So we go Hashcat. Our mode that we're using is 13100. And I believe that we saw that already. Let me look on there again. No, never mind. Okay. Hash 3 hash with the pass. Let's see. Wait. A0. There we are. Ah, dang it! The spaces aren't gone. Alright, we gotta fix this thing again. This looks like super crazy. What? Okay, does this work now? Or are you going to give me some more crap? Okay. Alright, there we go. We're on the move. Alrighty. Exhausted. Hello, 1, 2, 3. Alright, so looks like we have that for our SQL Service user. Yay! And we have our second method, which is inPacket. inPacket is what we already have. Let's go ahead and confirm that. Yes, we do. inPacket, which application are we going to be using from inPacket? Our Get User SPN tool. Yay! Go ahead and bring that one up over to our examples folder. And make sure that we have our Get User SPN. Thank you. And what this is going to do is try to follow that SPN chain and see which ones we can break. So we're going to call it by our Python 3 here. We need to include the domain name. I think that was controller. Oh, it's down there too. I don't want to copy and paste this. I want to go through all the commands one by one. Controller, local, the user that we found, which is machine1. Their password is password1. The DC IP. That way, if there's any messages, error messages or whatever, then we can go through them together and see which ones we messed up on and what we got to fix. So we have this entire command. Oops, no. Password1. Okay, got that. Run it. Sip of my water. Alright, so we have an error here. So let's see where we went wrong. Alright, so we have invalid credentials. Let's see where those credentials could be at. So we have... Oh, we spelled password wrong. There we go. Good. Fix that. And here we are. Good. Okay, so now we have this entire dumped hash of the SQL Service user. So just dump the Kerberos hash, and all the accounts for it. Yay! All right, cool. Now again, we can crack the same thing, same exact way again with using Hashcat. The mode is 130-100. Now let's confirm what that A is for, and why we need to have it at a 0. All the way up to the tippy top. Okay. Okay, so we're setting the attack mode as just basic. Don't go too hard into paint. All right. So now, what can a service account do? So our next one, summary. If a service account is part of the admin group, then it can do anything it damn well pleases. Now, if the service account is not part of the admin group, you can still use the service to either pivot to another device or escalate privileges. Our next one, which is, okay, so then these are just mitigation steps. Let's go over to our next one, which is going to be as roasting with that thing. So the overview to this is basically letting us know that if pre-authentication is used when the user would authenticate, their hash will get like a security blanket made all like nice and comfy and cozy, so when it's traversing through the network, nothing can crack it. But it changes each time somebody would try to access a resource. So every time you try to log in, they take user profile, they hash it, and then it gets hashed again, like while it's in transit. So if anybody tries to do like a man-in-the-middle attack, they can't, because there's like random, I believe. But let's read what this thing says and see if it matches what I was thinking. During pre-authentication, the user's hash will be used to encrypt a timestamp that the domain controller will attempt to decrypt to validate that the right hash is being used and is not replaying as a previous request. So again, this prevents the hash is encrypted with a timestamp and it's sent. But if anybody tries to perform a man-in-the-middle attack, they won't be able to, because they can't replay that previous request because it's already been timestamped and encrypted. Okay. After validating the timestamp, KDC will then issue a ticket for the user. If pre-authentication is disabled, though, you can request any authentication data for any user, and that distribution center will return an encrypted ticket that can be cracked offline that we can use like Hashcat on. Okay, so hopefully that may have sounded okay. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is passing the hash with the mimikats. But first, let's go ahead and dump these hashes with first. Whoops, not that one. Here we go. With Kerberos as rump roast. Kerberos, all right. Let's see who we have here. We have our user 3, admin 2. Okay, just these two. Okay, so these would be the vulnerable users as well as their hashes. Okay. I don't think we saw HP printer. Did we see that? All right. Never mind then. All right, so let's go ahead and try to crack these with Hashcat. Let's go ahead and copy this, create a new one. Get rid of the white space. Boom. Ah! The beeping in my ear. Okay. Let's save this as our 4 hash. Spelt hash wrong again. Okay. Alright, let's crack these hashes with Hashcat. Alright. Okay. Our mode, our hash version is different, as we see here. Instead of it being 130-100, right here it's now 18-200. specifying our 4 hash. Oh, crapsies. Okay, so where the H did this go? Alright, whoops. There we go, 4 hashes right there. Alright, so let's try this again. Hashcat mode 18200 4 hash pass. Okay, so we screwed up on another line. Let's fix that. Okay, let's see. Blow this up. See where we screwed up on this line. Everything should be straight up on here. Alright, still not seeing anything wrong. Oh. Okay, let's come on. Let's go. Alright. Let's see from here. Can I word wrap this? Where in the H did that word wrap go? There you are. You are word wrapped. Ah. Okay, so it's around here. Then. Where it's all screwed up. That is super freaking weird. Alright, let's try the other one then. Where's that other one? Stop beeping at me! Jeez. Where'd that other one go? Let's go ahead and scroll all the way up. Oh no, this was not it. It was over here. Sorry. Whoops. Alright, so let's try this one out now. This controller. User 3. Scooch these back. Begin removing the white space. Okay. So these should be fine. Okay. Set this as a 5 hash. Alright. Don't go into that one. Okie dokie. So we have Hashcat with our mode of, what was that? Hashcat with our mode of 18200. Oh, stupid. Okay, no hash is loaded. Dang it, trying to get rid of the white space on these things are a pain in the booty butt. Alright. Let's see if where I'm missing something at in here. Alright. Try that one again. Damn, still messed up. Alright, it's like super weird. Trying to find a white space on here is just confusing as hell. So let's got it. Here we go. Okay, let's see what we did wrong. Okay, transfer the hash to our target machine. Insert $23 after $23 after this person. And the first line would be, alright, so we have to put this. Here we are. So put this after here. Okay. So now we could try to use that 5 now. Hopefully. Here we are. There we go. Alright, so now we have our hash has been cracked. Hash 123. Let's go back to that number 4 since we did not do that. Oh crap. Wrong freaking thing. Alright, so let's take this one. Place this on the back of there. Run this again against the 4. Okay, And we have successfully cracked that as well. So there we go. All right, so time for Chiron to shut up and just read the steps as they go. All right, so now that we have that complete, all right, we have our mitigations. Let's see, for which type does this use? So we could find this out by going to that wiki. Let's see. I believe it's examples, actually. Sorry about that. Here we are. So we have our example hashes, and how we see which one is like are we using is we take this front portion here, just do a find, and we have, and you see we have a match of the beginning of this hash that starts here before it gets to the username. So just keep in mind of that. So when we're trying to find the type of hash that we're looking at here, get everything before the username. So, oops, there we go. So from here, this $, all the way up to this $, this is what we get here. That we can use that, as we see here, to easily find what type of hash that this is. And it tells us that this hash is mode 18200, Kerberos 5, E-type 23, ASREP. And what was that first question? Which was, say, what was this hash type? Correct. What hash type does this use? The exact same one. All right. So which user is vulnerable to the ASREP roasting? We found that was user 3, I believe. Yep. From what we found, where was that other screen at? From what we found here, right? And what is the user's password? Let's see that. Where did we put? Oh, we didn't do his, I don't think. I think we... Let's make sure that... I think we did see that. Right, we have our hello 123 there. Alright. Let's find where that one went. Okay, so we have this here. Okay. Copy. Put this in a new one. We're going to put our $23 at the end of that. Why does this look like it's broken up in chunks? Wait. What the hell? Where'd it go? Ah, there you are. Alright. Alright. Oh, that is super freaking weird. Okay, I know I did okay, here we go. Alright, so this is 5. So we're going to crack 5. Oops, excuse me, just took a sip of my water. Alright, so apparently this password is different than what we already have here. See, just skimming and scanning. Don't see anything. Still don't that say anything other than this password here. It might have been changed. But either way, we'll just keep it moving. Alright, so our next one. What other other user? Yep, that would be admin 2 right there. Let's keep it moving, keep it moving. So we're gonna go passing the ticket is next. Alright, so passing the ticket. What are we doing? So this essentially is just going to be a tool, also known as technique, also known as passing the hash. So how this works is it basically dumps the tickets that are sitting in the LSAS memory, the Local Security Authority Subsystem Service. memory of that machine, and that LSAS memory process that stores like credentials on an Active Directory SOIVA. So when we dump the tickets, it'll give us a Kirby ticket that can be used to gain domain admin power if that user's ticket is in the LSAS memory that we are dumping. Okay, so if the domain admin ticket is in the dump, then we can use that and pretend to be them. If it's a different user, then we just work accordingly. We can take that user's ticket and see if we can like pivot to other parts of the network on there, or we can use that user to escalate privileges if they're not an admin. But if they are an admin, that is something we can pretty much do essentially whatever it is that we want. So since we're going to be using Mimikatz, let's go ahead and prep up Mimikatz first. So we're going to go Mimikatz. Did I spell it correctly? I think I did. I hope I did. I was supposed to, right? There we go. Alright, so now we are in the application CLI. So what we're going to do, we're going to run privilege debug. Okay, so we can properly run Mimikatz. Okay, we guys got the okay. All right, and our next step is to export all of the tickets. So let's go ahead and do that. SURKULSA. Once we spell it correctly, export. Thank you. Okay, so that was not found. Let's see if we spelled that correctly. Oh, because I spelled SERK, not SEKURLSA. There we are. Okay. Alright, so we have ourselves a large ticket dump for these particular users here. Alright, so here's a note. When looking for a ticket to impersonate, recommend looking for an administrator ticket. So right here, admin. So let us begin the step for that. So now that we have our ticket ready, let's go ahead and find this person first. So that is going to be I actually came up with an idea for this. Instead of having to do all this scrolling, I am just going to simply take all this here, all this data. Did I go too far? Did I? What? Yes, I did. I'm just going to copy that, go right over here, go make a new one, and then who do I want to look for? Administrator. All right then. Administrator with a lowercase d, and here we are. So what part is this one for? I don't think that's for that one. All right, so I believe this is it right here. Sweet. All right, so our ticket that we're going to be using starts where this is where like the ticket file path is of the Kirby ticket. So we need to find that. So we need to find where that file path of that Kirby ticket is. So do we see it anywhere in here? No. So let's keep it moving. All right. So you have an SID, and you have a Kirby ticket path right here. All right, so I'm going to take this Kirby ticket path right here, as we see that it was saved to a file. All right, I'm going to copy that. Let's make a new one right here. So how it's going to go is going to go Kerberos, not Kerberos. Here we go. So we're going to Kerberos, PTT, and then the file path to where that is. See, Kerberos, PTT, the file path to where that Kirby ticket is. So just going to go ahead and scroll all the way on down. All right. We have that down there. Now we press enter. Where is it? Oh, there was a space. Sorry. Okay, so we got to get rid of the space here. My bad about that. This is the pass the ticket command right here. So we have, all right, file here is okay. So what's next on our list? We use klist here just to verify we successfully impersonated the ticket. All right, so let's go ahead and enter that in. Klist. Are we? Hang on. Oh, no. Because it's in, okay, whoops. Okay, it's in the actual command prompt here. Klist. Okay, we're listing all of our cached tickets, which is from the administrator. Okay, okay, so this confirms that we are impersonating the administrator right here. All right, so you have now impersonated the ticket. Verify we can look at the admin share, so let us navigate to the admin share here by simply running directory and the IP address, which I would have thought would be here, but it is not. Where is the, oh, stupid. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Looking for the IP. Stop that. There we go. Okay, looking for the IP address there. And then admin share. Can we see that? Yes, we can. We can read it. So now we do have access to read this file path because we have successfully impersonated the administrator. All right, so these are going through the mitigations. Now, gold and silver ticket attacks with Mimi cats. So what are some of the things that we're going to be doing with this one right here? Going all the way over to the top. So a basic description of, or an overview of what this entire section is that a golden ticket dumps any user's TGT on the domain. We can pretty much see and do anything, whatever it is that we want. A silver ticket dumps service accounts of like domain admins. So we can only deal with accounts that deal with certain services that are being ran. We can create a ticket via the command from Kerberos, which was, if we have the ability to do that, we simply call it Kerberos, use golden command, specify the administrator or the user that we want to impersonate, what domain that we're in, and then we fill in the gaps, fill in the blanks of the SID, the ticket, and the ID. So let's get that started. Let's go ahead and dump the hash right here with Mimi cats. So okay, there we are. Let's go ahead and get Mimi cats to running. And we're gonna verify our privilege with the privilege debug. With the 2 colons in it, make sure that those 2 colons are there. All right, privileges, okay. So let's go and dump that LSA by using the command LSA dump, LSA, inject, name, KRB, TGT. Right, yep, okay. Hit it right there. Okay, so this is gonna dump the hash as well as the security ID needed to create a golden ticket. So to create a silver ticket, we just need to change the name field just to the dump of the hash that we want to impersonate. So how we do this is we simply do let's see what this is going to be showing us here. All right, so this command right here. So let's hit that up. Kerberos, golden, user, administrator, domain controller.local, SID, KRBTGT, and ID. All right. SID. Where do we find that? We find that right here. The SID of the person that's on this particular domain controller. So let's paste that right there. Our KRBTGT is going to be the NTLM hash. This right here. Scoot this over. And the ID is the ID of the person that we want to impersonate. And since we want to impersonate the administrator, their ID is 500. So we put 500 right there. And the final ticket has been saved to a file. So we got a success, no error messages all the way down the pipe, right? So we have our ticket created. Now we can use this ticket to access other machines by using miscellaneous, entering the command. Okay, so we can use command, and we can access whatever machine that we want on the network shortly after that. Now, it doesn't work on this particular room because it's not networked for Active Directory, so we can't really work on pivoting and bouncing around left and right with this particular thing. And let's see what we can do. No, just in case, let's test this out because it specifically because this room specifically stated that it didn't have any access to Active Directory resources. But let's see what we can do here. Let's go ahead and run dir for this one command right here. Let's go desktop 1. See if we can see the C drive. All right, and we just confirmed it that was right. It doesn't have it's not networked, so this command isn't going to work. Okay, cool. So our next one is going to be the skeleton key. So the skeleton key, what this thing does, it's not really good. There's no example for this thing. I don't think that there is, but yeah, there is. My bad. All right. Basically, how the skeleton key works, this abuses the ASREQ timestamps that allows hash reuse. So remember at the beginning when we said that the ASREP roasting section, where I mentioned that if pre-authentication is being used, we can't reuse a hash, right? But skeleton key pretty much says F all that with the user's NT hash. This skeleton key will allow us to be able to have access to the entire domain forest. And again, we can't use it in this lab because it's not connected to an 80 network. So we can pretty much see how this one goes by simply entering the command skeleton key down here, miscellaneous one. Let's see if we can do that. Mimikatz. See if we can run that with the second colon in it. All right. So we can utilize it, but again, can't really navigate anywhere because it's not connected to an 80 network. So that was pretty much it for this particular walkthrough video here, just going over this next section of attacking Kerberos. It's a lot to take in. I'm taking it in myself because this is something new, and I definitely want to use this to grow as a better hacker and things like that, and be able to get those cool and fancy schmancy certifications and stuff just like everybody else. But thank you for coming on this journey with me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay updated on future videos, stuff like that. Thank you again. I am Shah Ronan, and I am out.